Hello, and welcome to today's Digital Bytes. In this episode, we have tips for Microsoft Windows features. First, Chris shows us a tool called Belarc that will give you information about your device. You can basically get a snapshot of your system, including model number, model information, and installed software. Next, Jonathan goes through a few features in Microsoft PowerPoint that you will want to be sure to configure for optimal accessibility. And finally, Desiree uses the Microsoft snipping tool feature that is available in Windows to make screen recordings, including system audio and microphone audio. This is a great built-in option for recording screen reader demos with video that can then be imported into an editor like Clipchamp or Reaper for editing. Enjoy!
Hello everyone, it's Chris back here with a really fantastic digital byte. Recently, I got a new computer and it's just running great. It's a Lenovo E14 Gen 6 and I'm really loving it. And I wanted to find out a particular driver that I needed for a digital piano keyboard that I have. And so I checked back with a really cool app that I've used for years called Belarc Advisor. So that's B as in boy, E-L-A-R-C, Advisor. And it's a free tool that analyzes your computer for missing drivers, virus definitions, and it also reports in on software keys and licenses and all kinds of system information. So I was unsure of the name of the driver for the piano keyboard, so I checked back with a profile that was built on one of my other computers on which I had the driver. And I found out the name of the software and I was able to go out and grab it. So what I wanted to show you today was how to download and install Belarc Advisor and show you the kind of information that it has. So first of all, this is a free tool, which is great. And you're going to want to go to Belarc, Belarc.com. Once you get there, it's not immediately obvious how to find the download, so I would like to show that to you. So pretty near the top here.
Asset management for the Internet Age Belarc Inc. Same page link, skip navigation.
I'm just down arrowing.
Visited heading level 1 link Belarc.
And that's what you want to click on, this Belarc link that's very near the top of the page. So I'm going to do that.
Banner region, Belarc heading level 1 link visited.
Okay. And now I'm going to arrow down several times until I get to the Advisor download.
Navigation, read solutions menu, products menu, collab, visited link Advisor download.
And that's what I want. I will press enter here.
Belarc Advisor Belarc Inc. Document, asset management for the Internet Age Belarc.
And then we're going to press H for heading twice.
Belarc visited heading level, Belarc Advisor heading level 1.
And here I'm going to find the try for free link and press enter.
The Belarc Advisor displays a detailed profile of your installed software, hardware, and security vulnerabilities in your web browser. The Belarc Advisor is licensed for personal use only and is not permitted to be used for any commercial or government purposes. Visited link try for free.
And that's what I want. Pressing enter.
Belarc Advisor download Belarc Inc.
I'm going to press H again twice.
Belarc visited heading level 1 link. Belarc Advisor download heading level 1.
And now we're going to make sure that we are definitely focused on that button, which we are. And we'll go ahead and press enter to download.
Download Belarc Advisor button.
So I've gone to my downloads folder and I'm going to hear the following name of the program.
Advisor installer 1.
And we'll press enter.
Window dialog. Window dialog. Downloads. Items view list box. Items view multi-select list box. Today expanded. Advisor installer 1 application 3182 KB. 1 of 10. User account control dialog. Belarc Advisor installation. I don't agree button. Belarc Advisor dialog.
And we'll up arrow.
I agree button. Alt plus
or
A.
down arrow to find the I agree button. Enter.
Belarc Advisor installation dialog. Install button. Alt plus I.
And we'll press enter again.
Installing dialog. Copying application files. C. Belarc Advisor system NP Bell 32.dll. Cancel button. Dialog. Updating system configuration. Please wait. Updating system configuration. Please wait. Downloads. Items view multi-select list box. Today expanded. Advisor installer 1 application 3182 KB. 1 of 10. Belarc analysis check for new definitions dialog. Yes button. Alt plus Y.
Okay, so I'm assuming that I'm going to keep the default options here. So we'll go ahead and...
No button. Alt plus N. Remember this choice and don't ask me again. Checkbox not checked.
So I'm going to check this box because I want it to check everything that it can. So
Checked.
We'll check the box, and I was just tabbing here.
Yes button, Alt plus Y.
And we'll just press on the yes button here.
10%. Belarc analysis dialog. Cancel button. 100%. 100%. Belarc analysis download new definitions dialog. Yes button, Alt plus Y.
Press the spacebar on this.
Belarc analysis dialog. Cancel button. 1%. 100%. Belarc advisor dialog. Your advisor security definitions have been updated. Version 2025.11.11.5 was updated to 2026.3.27.1. OK button.
Okay, we'll press space on OK.
Belarc analysis dialog. 0% initializing ... Progress bar 0%.
So granted, it's looking for other things to do, and I'm just going to tab and shift tab back. Or press Insert B to see what the dialog is going to say.
This is the Belarc license agreement. Please read it carefully. You may use the scroll bar or the page up and page down keys to view the entire agreement. To accept the terms of this agreement, select I agree. If you choose not to accept the terms of this agreement, select I don't agree and advisor will exit. Progress bar 0%. 0%. Initializing ...
Okay, so I did agree to the license, but it is still saying 0%. So granted, we are still loading things. So what I needed to do to get to the agree button was I alt-tabbed away from this, and then when I came back to it, the I agree button was definitely visible.
Multiple computers available at HTTP I agree button.
And so we're going to space on that.
6%.
And now we're rolling. Now I'm going to press Insert B.
60%.
That's very handy to know what the progress bar is saying.
Untitled Google Chrome. New tab page. Untitled Google Chrome. Belarc advisor computer profile Google Chrome. Belarc advisor computer profile Google Chrome page. U.S. Patents 847360.
Okay, so now we're on a web page that has my computer's particulars. So I'm going to press H for heading and we'll see what we have.
Computer profile summary heading level 1.
All right, so I'm just going to down arrow through here.
Table with 2 columns and 4 rows. Computer name. Chris Lenovo and workgroup. Profile date. Saturday, March 28, 2026, 11:40:31 p. Advisor version 13.1. Windows logon. Cook. Table N. Link try bell manage the enterprise.
And then we have a little underneath this first item in the table. We've got a little try another product that they have.
Personal home use only. Heading level Windows 11 Professional x64 version. Install language. English system locale. English Unite installed. 3/20 servicing channel. General availability.
And so forth. So there are all these different particulars about my computer. I'm just going to show you if anything changes when I press H for heading again.
System model heading level 2.
Yep.
Processor heading level 2.
Okay. So for instance, when I go Shift H back up to System Model.
System model heading level 2.
And I down arrow.
Lenovo 21M4S 19900 ThinkPad E14 Gen 6.
Okay, so there is the name of my computer. So here are the different headings.
Processor heading level 2. Main circuit board B heading level 2. Local storage heading level 2.
Let's see what I have in local storage.
511.17 gigabytes usable local storage capacity.
Okay, so I did have 512. Now I have 511. So I've barely used anything in the storage. So
memory CD heading level 2. Local storage volumes heading level 2. Network storage volumes. Users mouse over username. Printers heading level 2. Controllers heading level 2. Display heading level 2. Bus adapters heading multimedia heading level 2. Virus protection. Group policies heading level 2.
Let's go back up to virus protection and see what's going on there. Shift H.
Virus protection heading level 2.
And we'll go down arrow.
Windows Defender version 4.18.26020.6. Scan engine version 1.1.2. Virus definitions version 3/28/2026 Rev 1.447.
And that is what was updated today with the virus definitions. So you can see how useful this is. And if you go ahead and run this again, you would get a newer profile. So what I have done is I have saved this as a web page, and then I have been able to maintain that in a safe place and then check back in with those particulars.
Group policies heading level 2. Communications heading level 2. Other devices heading level 2. USB storage use in past 30 days heading level 2. Hosted virtual machines heading network map mouse over IP address missing security updates and dash for Adobe, Apple, Java, Microsoft and more heading level 2.
And there, that could be checked out as well.
Software licenses heading level 2.
Okay, so here are software licenses. This is what's crucial for me for the future.
Belarc Advisor. 04.3 Microsoft 365. 0020 Microsoft Internet Explorer. 00 Microsoft Windows 11. 00 link find unused software and reduce.
And so forth. And so you get the idea. Very handy Belarc Advisor profile for your computer. Hope you found this helpful, and thanks for coming along with me for this digital bite.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this digital bite. My name is Jonathan Simeone. We're going to briefly cover some accessibility settings in PowerPoint you may want to change before using it. To be honest, we probably should have done this byte before getting into the templates, but we didn't, so we're going to do it today. So to make this work, I'm going to open PowerPoint on Desiree's computer.
Search box edit. PowerPoint, app, press right. Opening dash PowerPoint, list box PowerPoint, backstage view, create with Copilot, 1 of 6, to move to an item.
So the backstage view is what we opened into. This is what we want to change initially. So I'm going to hit Alt F from my file menu.
Menu, home,
Now I'm just going to down arrow to options.
new, open, info, save, print, share as export, close, account, options.
And I'm going to hit enter on options.
Leaving menus, list box PowerPoint options, general, 1 of 11.
And I'm going to down arrow to accessibility.
Proofing, Copilot, save, language, accessibility, 6 of 11.
And now I'm going to tab through here.
Show accessibility status for the accessibility assistant in the status bar checkbox checked. To clear check mark.
And I leave this checked. It just allows you to use the accessibility checker if you want. If you know how to design PowerPoints, it's probably not necessary. But I leave it there in case I ever did want to use it. So I'll leave it there on Desiree's too. I'm going to hit tab.
Show accessibility status for each slide checkbox not checked. To check press space.
And I don't check this one because I don't want it to bother me every time I make a slide. So I'm going to tab.
Provide feedback with sound checkbox not checked. To check press space bar.
And I leave this the way it is. I don't want all the noises every time something happens.
Screen tip style combo box. Show feature descriptions in screen tips.
I don't care about this, so I just leave the screen tips the way they are.
Show shortcut keys in screen tips checkbox checked. To clear check mark.
I do like to see the shortcut keys when they're available, so I will leave this one checked.
Show the start screen when this application starts checkbox checked. To clear check mark.
This is one we definitely want to get rid of. I don't want the start screen at the beginning every time PowerPoint launches.
Not checked.
So we're going to uncheck that with the space bar, and I'll tab.
Enable the option to generate alt text using AI checkbox checked. To clear check mark.
I leave this checked just so there's a place marker if there's an image without alt text. But I will tell you the alt text is garbage in most cases. And you'll want to go in and replace that.
OK button. To activate press space bar.
And now I don't want to hit OK yet. I'm going to tab.
Cancel button. Accessibility. 6 of 11. To move to an
And I'm going to move down through these options again.
advanced. 7 of 11.
So now I want to go up to the save option and just show you some of what's in there.
Accessibility. Language. Save. 4 of 11.
And now I want to tab through this.
Autosave files stored in the cloud by default in PowerPoint checkbox checked. When autosave is on, OneDrive and SharePoint online files are automatically saved and you can see changes from others in real time.
I leave this checked. I have become a convert as the years have gone by, and I do use the cloud now. If you uncheck this, you can save everything on your local computer.
Save files in this format combo box. PowerPoint presentation. To change the selection use.
And by default, you probably want to leave this the way it is. 98% of the time, you're going to want to save a presentation as a PPTX file.
Save auto recover information every checkbox checked. To clear checkmark press space.
So this does exactly what you think it does. It tells you when, if you want to auto save backups.
Minutes edit. Enter a whole number from 1 to 120. Type in text. Alt plus M. Keep the last auto recovered version if I close without saving checkbox checked. To clear checkmark.
That's a good safety mark to use. So if you accidentally close PowerPoint for any reason, it'll auto save as it's closing.
Auto recover file location edit. Type in text. Alt plus R. Don't show the backstage when opening or saving files with keyboard shortcuts checkbox checked. To clear checkmark.
This is a really good one to keep checked. Backstage is not the most keyboard friendly system. And so like if you hit Control S to save a file, the backstage feature won't open. And so that's what you want. You make sure this one is checked.
Show additional places for saving, even if sign dash in may be required checkbox checked. To clear check.
And that's just if you have other places on your computer where you want to save things, you can check this.
Save to computer by default checkbox not checked.
Again, I don't check this. I don't want things saved to the computer by default, but there's an option you have there.
Default local file location edit. Type in text.
Here you could put in the path to where you want to save them on your local computer if you want to do that.
Default personal templates. Learn more link. To activate, press enter. Server draft. Preserve the embed fonts in the file check.
And I'm going to skip through the rest of these because there's nothing really important here.
Days to delete. OK button. To activate, press space bar.
And I'm going to hit the space bar.
Slide 1 of 1.
And now I'm just going to close PowerPoint to make sure this works. So I'm going to hit Alt F4.
Desktop list.
And I'm just going to do Windows
Search box
S.
edit. Type in PowerPoint app.
Okay, and I'm going to hit Enter to open PowerPoint.
Opening dash power group. Create a presentation about ... 1 of 2. To move through items, press up or down arrow. C.
Okay, now the extra verbiage we're getting now is because of the Copilot stuff that Desiree has on this computer, but it didn't open the start screen, which is what we wanted to achieve. So now that concludes this digital byte on a few tips you might want to use to make using PowerPoint a little bit more accessible.
Hello, everyone. This is Desiree. Today on my Digital Byte, I'm going to show you how to use the snipping tool in Windows to do screen recording. Now, what I will say is that this is not available for everybody as of yet. They are still kind of in the testing process of this feature. So it should be available to anyone who has the newest update to Windows 11. But in some cases, it's not. I've been able to get it on 3 of my computers, so I've had to do some tweaking to make sure that I can see the recording area, and I'll show you that. But once I do that, it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press my Windows key, and I'm going to search for snipping tool.
Search box edit. Type in text. Computer braille. Snipping tool. App. Press right to.
Okay, now it says it's an app, so I'm going to press enter.
Capture mode switched. Snipping tool. New recording button. To activate, press spacebar. Alt followed by N.
So I have this set to new recording, but the capture mode sometimes by default will just set you to a screenshot. So you have to change that. If you don't see the recording options, then you need to change that to screen recording versus screenshot. Now I have new recording.
New recording
So
button.
I'm going to left arrow.
Text extractor button. To recording area drop down menu combo box. Capture mode set to screen recording button on. To
So that's where it would say capture mode set to screen recording. Now if I turn this off,
capture mode switched. Capture mode set to snipping button off. To activate, press.
now by default, yours might be set to snipping. So if you see that, and the way that you find it is using your left and right arrow keys.
Snipping area drop down menu combo box. Capture mode set to snipping button off. New screenshot button. Text extractor button. Snip delay drop down. Snipping area drop down. Capture mode set to snipping button off. To active.
So this is the capture mode. So I'm going to press this button here.
Capture mode switched. Capture mode set to screen recording button on. To activate, press spacebar.
And now I have it set to screen recording. Now I'm going to use the right arrow.
Recording area drop down menu combo box. Window. To change the selection, use the arrow keys. Alt followed.
So I can change my recording area. So it can be a window.
Open list box. Window. 2 of 2. Rectangle. 1 of 2.
I can do rectangle or window.
2 of 2.
Let's pick window.
Recording area drop down menu combo box. Window. To change the select more app bar button. To new recording button. To activate, press spacebar. Alt followed by N.
Now I'm going to press space here.
Inbox Desiree.simeone@pearson.com out button. To activate snipping tool overlay toolbox. Recording area drop down menu combo box. Window. List box. Color picker button. Close button. Inbox Desiree.simeone button. To activate, press spacebar.
Now, this is where it's tricky. It says button. That is actually what you need to press to start the recording process. So I'm going to press that space on that.
Snip capture window. Selection area. Change dimensions to 1920 by 1200 pixels.
And you can change your dimensions if you want to. That's kind of a visual thing, so you might need some help with that to set it up the way you want it.
Selection area. Use arrow keys to move the top left corner border, bottom right corner border. Screen recording toolbar. Start recording button. To activate.
Okay, now here's the screen recording toolbar. So when you're in the toolbar,
mute button. To activate, press spacebar.
You have mute, start recording, mute.
System audio unmuted. Select to mute cancel recording button. To activate.
I have system audio unmuted.
Snip capture window. Selection area. Snip screen recording toolbar. Cancel recording button. System audio unmuted. Select mute button. To start recording button. To activate,
and
press.
now I can start recording.
Recording toolbar. System
So
audio
I'm
unmuted.
recording.
Select to mute system.
Now I can mute my system audio if I want.
Discard recording button. Pause recording button. Stop recording button. Microphone muted. Select to unmute.
I've got my microphone muted right now, so I need to press space.
Microphone unmuted. Select to mute microphone.
And now my microphone is unmuted and my system audio is unmuted.
System audio unmuted. Discard recording button. Pause recording button. Stop recording button.
And it's recording right now. So if I alt tab.
Inbox Desiree.simio calendar Microsoft Team. Recording toolbar. Inbox Desiree calendar recording toolbar.
So any of those windows I could record myself doing a demo, and you can hear me and you can hear Jaws.
Microphone unmuted. So system audio discard recording button. Pause recording button. To activate, press spacebar. Stop recording button.
Now I'm going to stop recording.
Microphone unmuted. Select to mute microphone button. To activate, press spacebar. Snipping tool. Play button.
Now I can play it and listen here. Now first,
discard recording button.
remember my microphone
Stop
was
recording
muted.
button. Microphone muted. Select to unmute.
So it's getting my system audio.
Microphone unmuted. Select to mute microphone.
And now my microphone is unmuted and my system audio is unmuted.
System audio unmuted. Discard recording button. Pause recording button. Stop recording button.
And it's recording right now. So if I alt tab.
Inbox Desiree.simio calendar Microsoft Team. Recording toolbar. Inbox Desiree calendar recording toolbar.
So any of those windows I could record myself doing a demo, and you can hear me and you can hear Jaws.
Microphone unmuted. So system audio discard recording button. Pause recording button. To activate, press spacebar. Stop recording button.
Now I'm going to stop recording. Okay, so I stopped there. Now within this little area you have
more app bar button. To act play button. To seek left right slider.
Your
Position 0
seek.
minutes. 41 seconds. To increase.
It's 41 seconds long.
Not checked. Volume button collapsed. One
Volume.
of one. New recording button. To
New
activate,
recording.
press spacebar. Capture mode set to screen recording button on. To recording area drop down menu combo. Video trim button. To edit in Clipchamp button. To activate, press.
I can edit it in Clipchamp.
Save as button. 1 of 4.
Save
to activate,
as.
press copy button. 2 of 4.
Copy.
To activate share button. 3 of 4.
Share.
To create GIF button. 4 of 4. To activate,
Create
press
GIF.
spacebar. Alt more app bar button. To activate,
Or more. So let's say I want to save it as. So
create GIF
let's
share
go
button.
here.
Copy button. Save as button. 1 of Save as dialog. File name. Edit combo. Recordings 2026040612250.mp4. To set.
So this is an MP4 file. So I can save it as that, and then I can put it into Reaper and edit it, or Clipchamp and edit it. I don't use Clipchamp. Not quite sure how to use it, but I've heard that it is accessible. I typically will use Reaper. But this will put it into one file for me with pretty good audio. So before I was using Zoom and Teams to capture screen reader demos if I wanted screen sharing. Now I can use the snipping tool to do the same thing, save it on my computer as an MP4, edit it in Reaper, and it works really well. So that is basically how to use the snipping tool to capture screen reader demos maybe, or other types of screen recording with your voice audio as well. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.
For more, check out unmute.show. You can email us at feedback@unmute.show.